But we still do have one more action item on the agenda, so don't everybody leave.
Oh, yeah, the closed meeting minutes.
Yep.
And just while you're passing those out, the SWMB plan was in your packet, and that's just for you to review. That's for this year. The next one for next year will be coming out in May.
I'll tell you what, spend some time down there with Kate. There's an apple was a little bit of chocolate left in
Regular
there.
chocolate's gonna be gone, you're right. If it has nuts, it's still in there.
Whoever do that,
Thank you, Doc. Thank you. Update on budget.
I wouldn't know you waited on it.
No, I ate most of it. All right.
So, good evening. So, this lays out the documents that the finance team and the staff is going to present to the board for the first and second reading of the budget. So I'd like to start at the bottom of the document. So the second reading, when the board is scheduled to adopt the budget, is May 21st. At that meeting, we will provide the full hard copy of the budget book, as well as the fund balance, second reading of the fund balance policy update. So what the board needs today, the board needs data and information to be able to understand the budget in order to vote on it. So you get the full budget book at the time of the second reading. 2 weeks prior to that, this is in the second section between the first and second reading, on May 7th, you will get the hard copy of the printed budget book. Okay, so you have that 2 weeks before before the second reading. A week before that, on May 1st, you will get a PDF copy of the budget book. The PDF copy is when the version we will send to the printers for the print. So you
Google Drive.
So you have the budget book essentially 3 weeks before it's time to vote.
It'll be on Google Drive.
We can. I'm not sure how to get it to
Whatever
you.
whatever easier. To me, like easier.
Electronic.
It'll be electronic, yes. Okay. Now, so going to the top of the document on the first reading of the budget on April the 23rd, we will be bringing a fund balance policy update. And Dr. Bridges earlier this afternoon talked about, you guys talked with him about how do you plan for sort of like the long-term sustainability of these initiatives. And so what this fund balance policy update does, it allows the board to have an opportunity to allocate resources over multiple years for specific projects and initiatives that cover multiple years. And we've covered this with the Audit and Finance Committee in a couple of meetings, and we'll bring, I've already drafted the policy, a draft of the policy update, and we'll take that to the Audit and Finance Committee next month before the board meeting on the first
If
meeting.
it's a policy, though, it ought to go to the policy committee.
For committee of the whole, yeah, so
Okay.
it could go to audit, it could go to audit and
say
finance, then
and
committee,
policy,
and
then-
policy at committee of the whole.
So it's being reviewed by my staff now,
Okay.
and then the next step is to go to Natalie Hamogen Legal so that she can get it into the right channels.
Perfect.
Okay.
That'll
All right.
work.
And then the next item that you will receive in the first update are the district indicators. Again, there was a big conversation there around what those indicators are or should be. So Ms. Ambrose and her team are working on what those indicators would be around a limited number, and so then that we can identify the initiatives that we're going to fund to support those indicators, support the programs to reach those indicators. The third bullet here at the top. So we will also bring to you on the first reading a dollar amount that we will estimate that would be available to allocate for fiscal years 19, 20, and 21 for any academic initiatives that's deemed necessary to cover to go beyond a single year, go over multiple years. All right, and then on in the second reading, then we will have that dollar amount actually linked to specific initiatives. And then also at the first reading, we'll have the revenue projections for fiscal year 19, as well as the expenditure projection. We'll have the enrollment by school, staffing categories, allocation by category with the 3-year history by school, and the FA funding formula, some additional supplemental information. But again, on May 1st, you'll have the complete package of information that you would need to deliberate on before you vote on May 2021. So what questions do you have, anyone?
Any questions?
Thank you.
Is that, just real quick, Cindy, does this meet what your expectations are for getting the information? Because we talked about in the workshop. Okay, great.
All right, the next item up, the SWME plan was in your packet for review, and that's the only item that we have before us. I've now adjourned the Audit Finance Committee.
Thank you. So if we have questions about this, we call Wayne.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep.